What's going on, guys? Alright, so you just saw the DeWalt 40 volt XR brushless handheld blower in action. I like it. It did really well. You know, it definitely has a little bit more power than their 20 volt model. I'm going to talk about that later, but first I want to talk about the tool itself. So you saw it blowing some leaves. I wasn't going to waste a lot of time blowing the leaves into a pile and then blowing piles of leaves with this. It's not made for that. It's a handheld blower, and it's a lithium ion blower on top of that. So it's not made for that. You know, on the box it says gas power performance, and it's pretty close. You know, it's definitely a nice, powerful lithium ion blower. You know, out of the ones I've tried, now I have, you know, the DeWalt 20 volt. I have a rigid job site blower that's, you know, 270 CFM. Not really made for that. You know, there's others out there. Ego has one. Echo has one. Oh my God, Snapper just came out with an 82 volt line of lithium ion tools. Snapper. I shouldn't say tools, outdoor power equipment. So you know, Cub Cadet has a outdoor power lithium ion power equipment line. Everyone's got them now. I mean, Steel, you know, everyone. But this is one of the most powerful ones I've used. Now, is it that much more powerful than the 20 volt? No, not that really. Is it worth the money over the 20 volt? We're going to talk about that. But let's go over the tool itself real quick. So here it is. This is the DeWalt 40 volt brushless blower. You know, starting with the grip, it has a nice rubber grip on it. You know, you really get a nice grip on it. You know, if this gets wet or your hands are kind of greasy, you know, it's still gonna, you're still gonna be able to grip this blower pretty nice. You know, I have steel blowers, handheld blowers, that you're just touching plastic right here. So, you know, it's cool that they put like these rubber moldings on here. Yeah, it just really helps out grip wise, you know, because like I said, there's a lot of times your hands are wet. You know, now, is it a big deal? Are you going to drop a blower because of the grip? No, but it's definitely helps out a little bit. So then you go over to the trigger right here. Now it's on unlock position. You got a little right here. You got a little switch here. If you push it down, it locks it. So, and I can tell you that's a good feature because I have their 20 volt, and there's been times when I've been driving and I just throw it in the back of my pickup truck and I'm listening to Howard Stern, and all of a sudden I hear this noise. It's happened like 3 times. Swear to God, that, you know, it starts rolling around in your truck bed, and this is your cruise control. You know, I got other equipment in there. It pushes down, or it moves the cruise control, and all of a sudden your blower's running. It happened to me like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, what the hell's that noise? One time I stopped to get coffee at 7-Eleven, and I opened the door, closed it. I'm like, what the hell is that? My freaking blower is blowing. It's blowing in the back, on the side, blowing. So that's a pretty cool thing right there. So you got your, like I said, on-off switch here, or lock switch. This is lock, and this is unlock. So pretty cool feature. This is your cruise control, like I said. If you push it all the way down, that means you're on cruise control, man. You're rocking. It's at full force. So definitely a nice little feature. And if you see, you can kind of set it any speed you want. So if you push it all the way up, obviously it's just whatever you press. That's the, you know, the variable speed trigger here. If you push it down halfway, you're going to be at half force, half speed, so to speak. So you'll get half the CFM, and if you push it all the way down, you're at max power, and then you can just not worry about pulling the trigger. It's cool. I don't really use it on their 20 volt model that much. You know, you just really don't think about it, but it's a good feature to have. Now this is a cool part here. This right here You can get your screwdriver, or actually it comes with an Allen wrench with the kit, but this you're going to need a screwdriver. There's a belt in here. You can kind of see it a little bit. Now that belt is replaceable, so you can replace that belt over time. It might wear out. You know, with a lot of blowers, you know, once the inner workings start to go bad, it's pretty much garbage. With this, you know, it is made for commercial type work. You know, they're marketing this as commercial equipment, and it's cool that they're, you know, letting you do maintenance on it, like a lithium ion blower that you can kind of, you know, if something happens with the belt, you can change it, and I think that's really a good feature. You know, for all you who are interested, this is the DCBL790. Let's see what it says here. I thought it said, oh, made in China. So when you see all that made in USA, let's see if it has a sticker on it. This one doesn't. Some of their tools say made in USA with stickers on them. But anyway, so this is cool. I definitely think that's a great feature. So you can replace these belts if they go bad or if they get worn out. Definitely cool. And that's pretty much it. You know, right here is where you put the battery. This blower weighs 7.5 pounds. So, you know, when you hear that, you're like, wow, 7.5 pounds. That's pretty good. It's light. Yes, it is, until you add a 4.5 pound battery, and now it's 13 pounds. That's where the problem is with this blower. All right, so I told you the good things about it, and like I said, it's definitely more powerful than their 20 volt, and you know, it's right up there with the gas powered equipment. You know, it's not as powerful as either one of my steel gas blowers, but you know, like I said, for what you're doing with it, it's going to work fine. You know, if you want to get into the lithium ion platform, this 40 volt, you're going to like this. I mean, it works. It works good. Now, if you're going to like it, that's the other part. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to have to pause this because I'm about to run out of time on my phone. Alright, so I'm back. I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible, but if you guys know me, I ramble, but I'm sorry. I'm going to do it as quick as I can. I just want to get out all the details that I can get out so you guys can make the best choice on whether the 40 volt platform versus the 20 volt platform versus the gas powered equipment versus Ego and Echo and their lithium ion platforms, or you know, the Milwaukee that's coming out, which I think is going to be a game changer. But so let's go over these before I take up any more time. All right, so you saw it moved some leaves. It did a real good job doing that. You kind of saw me go over it a little bit. Now I'm going to kind of give my opinions on kind of whether it's worth the investment, and kind of compare it, because it might be worth the investment for some of you people, but it might not be. And I'm going to kind of compare it to other blowers. But the more likely blower I'm going to compare it to start with is their 20 volt platform. Now this one I have a lot of experience with because I do use it. I use it commercially. Do I use it a lot? You know, you got to pick your lawns when you're going to use this lithium ion stuff. Right now, you have to. You know, I mean, if you're going to get the Ego, where, you know, they have one that's 500 CFM, you know, you can probably use it on every job. Or with the new Milwaukee that's coming out, but we're talking about these two. So, you know, you only got 400 CFM. You get 120 miles per hour with this 40 volt compared to 90 with the 20 volt. And I can tell you straight up, the 40 volt is definitely more powerful. Is it mind-blowing? Is it extraordinarily more powerful? No. I mean, you can tell, but, you know, it's nothing, you know, for what you're using these blowers for, it doesn't really matter. I mean, like I said, you're only going to use these blowers for grass clippings off a driveway, a patio, a sidewalk, a deck. So they both do it. You know, I have a rigid job site blower that can do it. So, you know, it's not really a big deal. Once you get into, you know, moving leaves, that's when CFM means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for what you're going to use this for, again, you're not really going to be blowing leaves with this. Now, you know, obviously with this the 40 volt, you know, you're probably going to get done with it a little bit quicker. You can kind of do it, you know, a little bit more, you know, besides quicker, just easily. You could do it more easily and quicker. But, all right, so now this is where, you know, the big debate comes into the picture. Now, the 20 volt is 7.1 pounds. The 40 volt is 7.2 pounds. I kind of calling a fraud a little bit, because when you pick both of these up with no battery in it, the 40 volt seems more than 1 ounce heavier. But again, I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. And if that is a big issue, you can pick them up and compare them yourself. But that's just my opinion. But anyway, so like I said, they both have 400 CFM. 40 volts 120. The 20 volts 90. So here's where the problem is, in my opinion. Okay. So not only do you have, I mean, the batteries for the 20 volt are, anyone who has power tools, the DeWalt line, a lot of people have these batteries already, whether it be the 2.0s, the 3.0s, the 4.0s, the 5.0s, or the new Flex Volt here, the 6.0, which obviously is a lot smaller also. A lot smaller. I mean, half the weight of the 40 volt battery. But let's put that aside, and you can get 2 of these for $179. Okay? But let's just talk about, we'll start with the weight real quick. All right, so this is 7.1 pounds. You take their 5 amp hour battery, which comes with the kit. Now, this is $99 as a bare tool. You can get it with a battery and a charger for $199. Actually, it's $179 right now. But when I got this, I got 2 batteries for $199. They were running a special. So around Memorial Day, they're probably going to run a special again, where you can get this blower with 2 5 amp hour batteries for $199. It might even drop down to $179. Who knows? But right now, if you want the kit, it's $179 with a 5 amp hour battery. But if you're already in the DeWalt platform, you know, with all their power tools, with their drills, their impact drivers, their hammer drills, their impact wrenches, you probably have a lot of these batteries. And the batteries are awesome. And they're cheap. So, you know, I don't know what else to say. You're talking about, you can get 2 of these 5 amp hour batteries for like $99 on like eBay, on you know, some of these online sites. I mean, if at Home Depot, I think you can get 2 of them for like $139. But, you know, they're kind of getting rid of these batteries. So I think you're going to see them go cheaper than even that, because everything now is going to be going to this Flex Volt stuff. So, you know, they're just cheap and they're light. This is 1.5 pounds. Not even 1.5 pounds. 4.5 ounces. So 1.6 ounces, I guess, would be a 1.5. But we'll say 1.5, because we'll be doing math here forever. All right. So you got a 7.1 pound blower. You got a 1.5 pound battery. 8.5 pounds. Now that's awesome. That's why I use this blower. Besides, you know, sometimes I'm lazy, and if I run out of gas out of my gas-powered blower, or if I just want to grab it and just pull a trigger, I don't want to pull a cord, you get lazy throughout the day. You know, I use this for convenience, this blower, a lot. And because it's so damn light, 8.5 pounds. I mean, that's what makes lithium ion great. That's kind of, you know, the whole point of it. If it's not lighter weight, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to use it for its power. You know what I'm saying? Do you dig? I mean, the reason you're going to use lithium ion right now, and, you know, with the Milwaukee line that's coming out and Ego that's out right now, you know, the Echo 56 volt, that blower, although I think more powerful than both of these, the thing weighs an absolute ton. So, I mean, that's why the sales have been terrible on that. The whole line has been a disaster for Echo. So, you know, but whatever. So that's my biggest thing with this. It's just so light and it's very convenient. And it was a great deal. It was cheap. You know, $199. I got 2 batteries and another charger. They have a job site. They have also, with this, you can charge these batteries in your car. They have a plug-in for your cigarette lighter, and, you know, you can charge these things. And to charge these batteries, this battery with the new quick charger that they come out with, you can charge a 5 amp hour battery in like 25-30 minutes. This battery takes 190 minutes or 180 minutes to charge this battery. You're looking at almost, 3 hours to charge a battery. So just to stay on this real quick. So, okay, 8.5 pounds. All right, you're getting 400 CFM, the same as this. Does it work as well? Just about. Nothing mind-blowing. Definitely this is a little bit more powerful. But let's get to this now, 7.2 pounds. Now you take their most powerful battery, the 7.5 amp hour battery. That turns this blower that is 7.2 pounds. You add a 4.5 pound battery, you're looking at almost 13 pounds. Why would you use this? Not only is it expensive as hell, this blower with a 4 amp hour battery and the charger is $299. Now, with the 4 amp hour battery, this blower runs for 15 minutes. 15 minutes? Come on, 15 minutes? You can't. That's no good. That's not going to work. And if you want to buy another battery, the 4.0 I think is $200. So now you're looking at 400. What was it? 300. You're looking at $500 for a blower that you're going to get 30 minutes of runtime, because you're getting 15 minutes with the original battery. Now you got to put that in the charger and let that charge for 90 minutes. So an hour and a half. While you use the other one that gets you 15 minutes, that's 30 minutes. That doesn't make sense. Now if you get the 6 amp hour battery, you're going to spend $320 and you're going to have 22 minutes of runtime. All right, a little bit better. 22 minutes, that's what this one gets with the 5 amp hour battery. But again, like I was telling you, you can put these in your pocket, man. I can put, I got jeans on here, but you got your cargo pants, put one there, put one here. This is like a little, this is like a gas, this is like gas. Think of this as gasoline inside here. So when you got your blower, right? You run out of gas in it. You ran it for 15-20 minutes straight. Now it's out of gas. You got to go back to your car, or you back to your truck, I mean. Get out your Shuriken, put it in here, make sure none of it drips, put it back on, then start it up, then walk back to your car and do that. You can't carry, or you can bring the gas can with you to wherever you are, but however you do it. But these are like little portable gas cans. So you got one here, that's a gas, you put one here, put one up here, and put one up here. You can put 4 of these in your pocket and just bloop, bloop, put them in when you run out. So you have 2 of these. You have one that's on the blower, one that's on this blower, and you have one in your pocket. All right, that's going to give you 40 minutes. Let's just round it off. You probably can get a little bit more, but I'm not going crazy. So you got 40 minutes of runtime, right? And you're not getting the kind of performance. This is a little bit more powerful, whatever. But now you want to go to a 7.5, which kind of makes the most sense, because you could probably get. Now there's nowhere with the time with the 7.5 amp hour battery, so you're kind of estimating. So it went up 7 minutes the runtime with a 4.0 to a 6.0. This went up to 7 minutes of runtime. Now 1.5, say 6 minutes. I'll be generous and say 6 minutes. So 28 minutes. So you get 28 minutes, but that's, now if you want it, now you're spending $279 for this. All right. So now you're looking at, say you buy it with the 6 amp hour battery, $319 plus $279. All right, and we'll just add tax into it. We're just gonna round us up to 300. So, what's that? 319 plus $619, give or take, for a 7.5 amp hour battery and a 6.0 battery. Now with that, you're getting 22 minutes plus 28 minutes. I believe that's 50 minutes. Okay, so you're gonna get 10 more minutes. It's just math here. It's just not feasible, guys. Does it work better than the 20 volt? Yes, but it's not much, man. It's not that much better performance. It's minute bowl. But But so, and you know, coming back to the weight thing, I mean, all right, so this is with the 7.5 amp hour battery. We're gonna just use their strongest battery. Like I said, it's around 13 pounds, right? With this. Now, this is a BG56. Now, this blows this blower away. I wouldn't say blows it away. It's significant. I'm trying to find a wording for it. It's better. It works better than this blower, okay? And this is around 10.8 pounds or 10.5 pounds. Say 10.5 pounds. You fill it up halfway. Maybe it adds a pound. All right, so, you know, 11.5 pounds. And it works better. It blows more debris quicker, blows leaves a little bit better. All right, so, and this was $259 for a steel. All right, $259. You're looking at what, $319 for 22 minutes. $319. All right, $259. It might even be cheaper than that. I don't know how much these 56 cost. $229 maybe it was, but whatever, it's cheaper. All right, and this is lighter. All right, now we're gonna go to my newest edition this year, which the weight and the power is absolutely great. It's a pain in the neck to start. It's getting a lot better. It's actually pretty much starts on the second pull now. It's taking a lot of time, I guess, just to wear in. The BG50, a lot of you guys have seen me use this. Now, this is 8.8 pounds. This, I believe, I don't care what any specs say, is more powerful than the 56. People ask me all the time, what's more? And I tell them, I think this is more powerful. I don't know. But besides that, 8.8 pounds. You add your little fuel in. We'll say it's a pound more. So let's just say it's 10 pounds. All right, 10 pounds. You know, this is 13. I mean, there's no advantage. And this is $139. This was $139. Yeah, this blower was $199, I think. So $199 to $319 with the 6 amp hour. I mean, I just want to give you. No, you're going to decide what you want and what makes sense to you. I'm not bashing anything for the people that have this. It's a great blower. And if you know me, I love lithium ion. I talk about it all the time. I think it's the future. And, you know, this is a great blower. But it's just not a feasible product. Plain and simple. Between the weight of it, the cost, and the runtime, there's just no advantage to this over this. If you really want to get into lithium ion and you want a great blower, you want to kind of test it out, this is the platform to use. Because the batteries, I mean, you can run 60 volt power with this with the batteries that power this, that can power this. These, I must have 10 of these batteries. Not all 5 amp hour, but I got 3s, I got 1.5s, I got 4s. I mean, if you have tools, you got batteries. I mean, you might not be in DeWalt's platform, you might be in Milwaukee or Makita or Ryobi, but I mean, and these new batteries that are coming out, these flex volts. I mean, with this, you're getting even more power. You're getting a little bit more power with this battery just because of the cells that are in it. And now you're getting like 25 minutes. You're only getting 22 minutes with the 6 amp hour battery, but it's just crazy. I mean, right here, real quick, so I'm running out of time. If you look at this, all right, you got these. Boom, look at this. I mean, this is almost the same size right here. 7.5 amp hour battery. I mean, if I weigh these right here, it's probably a half a pound less than the weight it is. So like I said, you got one of these in here, maybe, or and you got one in your pocket. You can carry 3 of these, and this is 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 25 minutes. So an hour and 5 minutes you can blow. Now if you're blowing on your normal day, you know, I don't know, if you guys have 10, 15, 20 lawns you're blowing, I mean, lithium ion's probably not right for you right now, but I'm running out of time. But you know what I'm getting at, guys. It's up to you. You make the final decision. I put the info out there. It's a nice blower, whoever's interested. I'll have more videos to follow on this. Thanks for